Welcome back to another episode of the Rock Solid Sports Podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 22nd, and the NBA playoffs are in full motion.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good first rounds there. Some things we expected, some things we didn't. Pretty interesting. Can't wait to see how it plays out further.
NHL playoffs as well. We'll get into both a little bit. And some Shannon Sharpe talk at the end. All right, let's do it.
We gonna make it, baby.
Welcome back to this week's podcast. We are brought to you by Sluv. As always, go check them out on Instagram at sluv.co. That is sluv.co. And on their website, sluv.us. That is sluv.us. Go shop. I'm wearing the hat right now. You can go get it online right now. So go do that. But yeah, let's get right into it. The Denver Nuggets are now tied 1-1 with the Los Angeles Clippers going back to LA. Yeah, we'll just start with that series because obviously it's the Nuggets. But, what's your thoughts initially? I know you didn't get to really watch the game yesterday, but Game 1, win by 3 in overtime, and win by 2 in overtime, and then yesterday lose by 3 in regulation. Both close games.
Yeah, I was about to say, it seems like we're kind of in for a very long series of, like, grueling wins and grueling losses. Because even that first game, they got the dub, but it was like, I texted you about how kind of messy of a game it was, and they were kind of just fighting, and it was just like every possession they were missing like a bunch of shots, but like they were getting their own rebounds, so there was a lot of effort there, which was able to kind of save them there. But effort isn't always going to get you a win, and last night they lost by 3 in overtime?
Regulation.
So, I think we're just in for a long series of just, because I heard Jokic didn't have the best game last night, and the team kind of rides and dies on him a little bit. Russell has got to relax just a little bit, in my personal opinion.
We're going to talk about that for
I've
sure.
never seen somebody go in for an easy contested layup and do like 3 of like these and then miss it. Like, he just does way too much. He's so talented if he would just relax and just play cool, but I guess that's never really been his style. He's much more of I'm going to play this game as hard as possible. But, I think we're in for a very good long series. But I like the Nuggets to still pull it out of the series.
Yeah, me and Caden kind of talked about it already, but Game 1 was the total epitome of live by Westbrook, die by Westbrook. You're just going to have to live with whatever he gives you, and luckily in Game 1 he gave – I guess just enough for us to win, but even though it was very ugly, like you said, it was very disgusting game, which I think the playoffs are supposed to be in a way. It's a lot more detail that you get to go into, doing scouting, doing film. You get to kind of hone in on a lot of like the other teams, what they do. And so, I mean, the Clippers, they're going to come out with a good game plan every time. They have a great coaching staff. The Nuggets as well. I mean, not as good as a coaching staff, I don't think, but the playoffs is all just about making adjustments. So I think we're going to see it, further and further in the playoffs. It's just going to get scores are going to be even tighter. I mean, we've had blowouts in the other series, which we'll talk about, but yeah, live by Westbrook, die by Westbrook was Game 1, and then Game 2 was just Kawhi Leonard. Honestly, we could not stop him. I think what did he finish with? He finished with 39 points on 4 missed shots. That's what you call ethical basketball right there. I can't even be mad at it. So yeah, I mean, Caden, Game 1, like we kind of talked about it, but do you have any thoughts on the live by Westbrook, die by Westbrook?
No, I mean, I think that saying kind of speaks for itself. I mean, he gets big 3, last possession of regulation, fumbles that, then pretty much gets the big steal at the end, but I don't know. We'll see. I hope we still pull it out, but it's gonna be a tough series for sure.
Yeah, my original prediction was Nuggets in 7, And either way, I still feel comfortable about that because
Yeah.
it's either we're going to go into LA, win one, and come back it's tied 2-2, or we're going to go and we're going to be down 3-1 when we come back. And guess what? We've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
Obviously, a little different circumstances, a little different roster, but we've came back from this Clippers team sort of from 3-1 already. So I still remain hopeful. You dying back there?
I'm good. Almost dying back here.
So I'm still hopeful with my Nuggets and 7 prediction, but we'll see as it goes forward. Yeah, I'm excited. This seems to be what everybody's favorite series is so far, like in NBA media, like spaces and stuff. It seems to be like everybody wants to watch this series, which I find kind of fun because that's really never been the case for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Where especially in the first round, everybody's like, we should just watch this series.
Yeah.
We want 7 games of this rather than, 2 years ago, I think we were on NBA TV for like 3 out of the 5 games in that first round. And ironically, we are on NBA TV Thursday, which I think they might end up flexing because there's zero way that the Thunder and Grizzlies should be on TNT, and we're on NBA TV after the first 2 games of this series. All right, we'll flip to the West real quick because it's the only game so far when we're recording this that has gone already to 2 games, and it is the Pistons-Knicks, who have also split the series 1-1. Game 1, Pistons kind of in control the whole game.
Yep.
They until like the third quarter, and then I think that young, inexperience and like the age kind of showed, and the Knicks ended up going on like a 21-0 run or something like that to end that game and pull off game 1. But then game 2 comes around, Pistons in control the whole game, and you kind of had that feeling that the Knicks were going to do the same thing throughout the whole game. They went on these little spurts. Karl-Anthony Towns played pretty well. Went on these just little runs, and they kind of got them, I think it was like tied, and then they'd go down by like 4 again, then they tied it back up. But they can never get over that hump yesterday, opposed to when they were able to do it on Saturday. And the Pistons pull one out. I think the Pistons' first playoff win since like
2008.
Yeah, 2008. I was going to say Obama's first administration. That's absolutely insane. A lot of NBA Twitter today seems to be upset at Jalen Brunson. Unethical hoops is what they're saying.
Oof.
So, but Cade Cunningham's been great for the Pistons. This series has been exciting as well. I've loved watching it. Any thoughts after 2 games for both of you?
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, in that first game, you look at the final score, you're like, oh, they got it done. But if you watch the game, they were down. And then it was kind of the same thing in the second game. Mm-hmm. And so it's like you can't keep just relying. Like I do think, and everybody kind of knows that the Knicks are the better team, I would say. But it's just one of those things where you can't just rely on that. And you got to get out way earlier and jump out to a way bigger lead initially because the Pistons play hard. And that's kind of part of their brand and their ball. And that's what they do. So if you just sit back, sure, every now and then you're going to be able to, catch up and do what you need to do. But you can't rely on that to keep happening. And so I think it's going to be a really interesting series. I think if the Knicks can lock in, I could see them almost winning out personally. But if they keep doing what they're doing, this could go 7 and maybe end in the Knicks losing.
Yeah, I agree. Caden?
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially after last game, I think it's got a lot of people questioning the Knicks. They didn't play the best game. I mean, Jalen Brunson, had 37, but
it didn't feel like a great 37.
Yeah, this is a quiet one for sure, and it feels like most of Detroit just, played well. When Tobias Harris is putting up 15 and Dennis Schroeder's putting up 20, you're pretty bound to win there.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
This damn dog. Yeah, okay. I kind of agree with Jackson's take that I think if the Knicks kind of don't figure something out offensively, that this is going to maybe go longer than we expected. I think we kind of predicted. I think I said Knicks in 6. I think you guys had Knicks in 5. So I think this might go longer than what we expected, and I'm excited about that because that's bound to just create for a better series. I hope Isaiah Stewart comes back so he got injured in game 1, but I hope he can come back so we could possibly see another fight. That's, again, all I really wanted to see out of that series. And yeah, it's been kind of just interesting to see the Knicks' offensive struggles because you kind of thought if anybody was going to struggle, it would have been the Pistons offensively, but wasn't the case. Flashback to Saturday once again. I guess we'll talk about this game because it's on right now, but the Bucks-Pacers, Pacers beat the absolute shit out of the Bucks in Game 1. They are up by 12 right now as we speak with Damian Lillard playing. Damian Lillard did not play Game 1. We kind of talked about that last week. I think the Bucks might be screwed because Giannis put up 36. I forget, it was like 36, 15, and 8 or something like that. And they ended up losing. I just don't think Giannis has any help right now, and I don't see that really changing.
Yeah, no, I mean, the big sentiment that we all kind of had when we were talking about the series was that I think a lot of us felt like Giannis could will them to a victory. But the one to what you pick. But, yeah, so I think it's one of those things where we all kind of thought that Giannis could will them to a victory. But you're watching Giannis literally do everything he can, and there's no control there at all. Like, no matter how they, try to defend it, it doesn't matter. The Pacers just have that vibe to them that they're just not going to lose. And no matter what Giannis does, I still think, especially with Dame coming back, probably going to get a game. If I had to guess, they'll probably connect on a game or two and be able to kind of pull one out there. But I think for right now, it's just looking like the Pacers are the better team.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, after Game 1, I was kind of, as I saw the score, I was like, well, that's kind of exactly what we all expected. And like you said, getting Dame back, how healthy is he really going to be? I don't know how rushed it is, but it's kind of like, hey, he might play, and then all of a sudden he's there. He's playing. He's played the most minutes on the team so far tonight. And like I said, still down 10. I don't know. I don't think anything's changed. Neither has anything for the dog. I still got Pacers in 5, I think, or 6, whatever I said.
Yeah, I don't remember what we picked for that one.
I think I said 5 now that I think about it.
You might have. Yeah, no, I think this series might be over for the Bucks, and I think Giannis's run with the Bucks is going to at least be questioned if he goes out in the first round again. Did we recover this toy?
Yes,
okay.
Toy. Carrot has been recovered.
Okay, so hopefully if he just keeps grabbing him, the stats will show he's going to run out of ones that squeak
it's
at
just
some point.
Science and math.
Ones that squeak at some point will be out. All right, last game that happened on Saturday was Saturday night in Los Angeles. A lot of people were looking forward to this one. I know I was. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves walked into L.A. and took it over.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, they're a tough team. And I think so much of the Lakers' success is going to rely on LeBron and Luka doing as best as they possibly can. And it's just, I don't know, the Timberwolves are just not a team you can count out. Kind of like, Anthony Edwards, when he's playing, there's always a chance that you can win. Because he's one of those guys who can take the game over and make it his. I think that was a little bit of a standalone game where they kind of feels like they're beating them pretty severely. I think the rest of the series is going to be pretty tight. But I think Lakers should bounce back, I think, and they'll pull a game back out.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because Anthony Edwards didn't play relatively well for his standards, but I think kind of when the game was getting out of hand and he kind of sensed that's when he took over.
Mm-hmm.
It had those few big buckets, but the guys like Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo played well. Alexander Walker hit a few big shots. It was just all the other guys, essentially, for the Timberwolves played amazing. And the Lakers didn't get that from anybody besides Luka in Game 1. Game 2's tonight, so obviously by the time this is out, we won't know the result of that one. But I expect the Lakers to bounce back. J.J. Redick, good coach. I think that's what we've seen so far this year. And it seems like he's very hyper-focused, I think, on certain matchups, and especially in the regular season, there was certain games he just for some reason had this really good game plan, and then certain other games he just wouldn't. Obviously, in a playoff series, he's gonna probably lose sleep over trying to find a good enough game plan to stop the Timberwolves and beat them in other aspects. So I expect them to bounce back, but it was really fun seeing Lakers fans in shambles.
Yeah.
And just seeing Staples Center quiet, it was just beautiful to see. Caden, thoughts on that game?
I feel like whenever things are the most chaotic, and that's when Ant is in his most calm, most dialed. But, I mean, I don't know. I think Lakers will take tonight, and I think it's gonna be. I don't know. Like you said, JJ will probably figure it out. I don't know. I don't really. After last game, I don't really have any new thoughts.
You picked the Lakers. I know you did. Caden, do you remember who you picked? I think
Pretty
you
sure
picked
it's
the
I think it was Lakers. Who'd you pick?
I picked the Timberwolves.
I think it was Lakers. I think me and Jackson both went Lakers.
Yeah, I think we did.
And you went Timberwolves. I think we went Lakers. Or I went Lakers in 7.
I felt very I think that sounds right. I felt very vindicated. I know it's just one game, but just the second I saw the Timberwolves win, I was like, okay. Because a lot of people, it's not even just you guys, but just all the national media, of course, was just counting the Timberwolves out already before the season or before the series even started, which is just crazy work when you know you have Anthony Edwards and a pretty experienced at this point Timberwolves team on the other side, coaching staff and most of their players. We will go on to Sunday, where there was 4 more games. Thunder Grizzlies. Do you even want to talk about it?
No.
That was Easter morning. I hope anybody and everybody was doing something more important than watching that game, because the Thunder won by 50.
Yep.
51. So they should put that series on Tubi for the rest of the series. Magic Celtics also kind of a blowout. The following game, we kind of expected this. We were looking at the spreads I think last week, and it was Celtics were like 15.5-point favorites to win game 1, and I was like, that's very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Magic team that's like not awful. Like they're not healthy right now. They're also just not great offensively. Besides like 2 or 3 guys on their team. But I was like 15.5 points are a lot, and then they end up winning by 17, if I did that math right. So I think we kind of Vegas got it right. I don't know if we got it right, but Vegas got it right.
Yeah. I mean, this is also the series that
You picked to sweep.
I think me and Caden both picked it to be the sweep. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see the rest of the series. The Magic seem like a team who can maybe put it together and maybe win a game. But I just don't see it happening. I think there's just a severe skill gap between the two teams, and I think that's going to show in the series. I'm excited to see what happens next, but it kind of wouldn't surprise me if I saw 4 straight games like this.
Yeah, me neither. Cade?
Yeah, like you said, I don't think I'm surprised by this one. It's exactly what I expected so far.
Jason Tatum, I think, is doubtful for game 2, which I think is tomorrow. Yeah, I think Jason Tatum's doubtful. Does that change anything in your guys' mind? I don't think that changes much. Not for me, at least.
No.
I think the Celtics are just so good all around. I don't think it's going to matter too much.
They go from winning by 17 to winning by 7.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. All right, last couple games on Sunday. There's 2 more. Heat Cavaliers, which I think for some reason the Heat, obviously over the last like 5-6 years, I don't want to say they've like tricked people, but like, you know what I mean? Like they win in the play-in every year, and then they kind of win a round, maybe win 2 rounds. They did where they were in the finals against the Nuggets, and it kind of seems like people were living, off of that last couple of years going into this series, and like, oh, this Cavs team is still, they haven't done anything. The Heat team, they've been there. They might produce, like stuff like that. I think that was a little blown out of the water because I think watching this game, Cleveland was just by far the better team.
Yeah.
A 21-point win. The East has just been terrible to watch. I mean, it's just like a 21-point win, or the Knicks and Pistons games, which if those games have been fun. But other than that, I mean, this just seems to be the East. It's very top-heavy.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of seems to be like the theme of this whole year sports-wise is like the better team is just winning. And that's kind of what's been happening. Like, there's not been many, like, underdog stories this year, really. It's been a lot of teams are just better than the other team.
Fucking NIL money,
It's unbelievable. But, I think it's something we're going to continue to see. But, I don't know. It's tough, but I just think the Cavs are hot. I think the Heat are just riding a lot of, like, past years, and they can't really capture it right now. So we're going to have to see.
You're struggling.
I know.
Caden, any thoughts on that series?
No, once again, those 2 series I think we said are 3. The Celtics series, the Thunder series, and then the Cavs series is all like I think those are all going to be pretty lopsided.
Just clear cut.
Yeah, and it's showing to be that way so far.
Last game that happened on Easter Sunday was, again, what I expected to be the most exciting series of the playoffs. Golden State and Houston. Steph Curry he's just hurting poor Houston Rockets fans. He's been doing this for years, and I told Kate it has to suck being a Rockets fan. Like, as cool as it is, like, oh yeah, we got the 2 seed. Like, you did all this stuff, you got all this, you rebuilt for years. You got this good team now, and you just have to go and play against this guy that's just ruined your life for years. Mm-hmm. I almost bet on a Tommy Edman home run earlier today, and I chose not to. That fucking sucks. So yeah, I mean, like, it's Steph Curry just goes in there and does it again. I think, how many points did he finish with?
31.
Jimmy Butler, I think, played great as well. I think he finished
26.
Yeah, it was at 25. And yeah, it's just Steph Curry. Something about, like, LeBron used to just own the Toronto Raptors or the Atlanta Hawks back in the day. I think Steph just might have this franchise's number. It's something that the coach can't change, something that the team can't change. It's something about when he walks into that building, he just knows he's going to take over. And you kind of alluded to that. I have some more to say about the Rockets after that, but I know you harped on Steph Curry being the best player in the series and how that's going to help them win the series ultimately. That obviously hasn't changed for you, but maybe you feel more vindicated after that game.
Yeah, just a little bit, and it's one thing that I don't think is going to stop happening, but I do think this game might have been a case of underestimating the Warriors a little bit, coming in a little low, playing down to what they thought the Warriors were. But whenever you got Steph Curry on the other side, you have to play up to that ability and give it your all. So I think the rest of the series, I don't know. I still have the Warriors winning it. And, Curry's going to keep doing what he's doing. But I think the Rockets are going to snap back to reality a little bit, give it a little bit more of a fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, playoff Steph, he's just proving what he does. Like you said, poor Rockets fans, but 10-point loss isn't really nothing to feel too bad about as a Rockets fan, especially when Steph gives you 31.
I think it's not the 10-point loss that hurt. I think it's
the person.
No, not even that. Just the fact that they only scored 85 points.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it was like 115 to like 105, I feel like that might change a little things like mentally. But the whole thing was the Rockets have they don't have that guy that you could just go to when you need a bucket. Like, every other team in the playoffs essentially has that guy. Yeah. The Rockets just don't. They're just a bunch of misfit just hustlers that just play their ass off, and it usually works. It does in the regular season because teams are taking days off where you might have just came back off a road trip 4 out of 5 games, whatever. Your 5th game, you got to go play against the Rockets like at home. Yeah. You might sit a couple guys. You might not just be as focused for that. All-Star weekend might be around the corner. The Rockets will win games like that, where some teams there's no game plan. You just go in and kind of essentially beat them. And now, I mean, there is a game plan, and it's called stopping Steph Curry. One, they weren't able to do that, but again, they just weren't able to put the ball in the basket. And if they're able to do that, I think this series totally changes because, like you said, 10-point win, the Golden State Warriors only scored 95 points. Mm-hmm. That's not that crazy for NBA teams nowadays. If the Rockets could score 100, they win that game, which 15 more points. If they could just find, I think, 3 or 4 guys to just give them 4 or 5 more points each game, they're going to be fine. So that'll be the hard part for them, though. So any last things on NBA?
When Jalen Green puts up only 7 points, he averages 21.
Yeah, what happened to Jalen Green, man?
He was supposed to be so good. I'm not saying he's bad by any means, but not what was expected.
He was the number 2 pick behind Cade Cunningham, who just killed it in Madison Square Garden yesterday.
33.
Anything else on the NBA while we're here? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We could. Anthony Edwards did get fined $50,000. He might be losing the most. He might have lost the most money in the NBA this year between fines and child support.
Yeah, I think John Morant gave him a run for his money there at the end, but
Draymond's probably just a couple technicals short.
Yeah, just there. But he probably has like a savings account that he draws from when he gets those type of fines.
Like it's his
Like a portion of his paycheck just automatically goes to the NBA.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's going.
Well, I think that's what.
Like prepaying.
I think that's what happened when you get suspended. Like that comes out of your like, or not suspended.
Well, no, yeah.
And you get
but
fined.
he has it like pre-set away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Before
he just
the
put it right
fines.
back
Oh,
in.
before.
Yeah.
He just knows.
Yeah.
That's terrible. We should start a fund for that. We should call that something.
Yeah.
Like be a middleman for that. Yeah. If you didn't see, Anthony Edwards just
Everybody loves Draymond.
yeah. If nobody saw, Anthony Edwards got fined for having words with a fan. It was really funny. If you have not seen the video, go look it up. I don't really want to repeat it on here, but it was really funny. So go check that out if you haven't. And then yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot more games and a lot more stuff to talk about. Next couple weeks. But obviously, just being the first round, haven't got through much, and the NBA scheduling has been kind of weird. Where some teams have played 2 games already, and we just talked about the Rockets-Warriors series. That second game won't even be till tomorrow, like on Wednesday. So it was just weird. Obviously, once another weekend goes by and they're able to do those 4 games in one day and stuff like that, it'll go by a lot faster, and we'll be able to talk about more. So I'm excited for that next week. I can't think of anything else in the NBA that I saw. A couple people got fired, but that's the usual. So yeah, we'll get to a quick break real quick, and we'll talk Colorado Avalanche and NHL on the other side.
Verb Energy bars give you that extra boost that you need in the morning. They have an assortment of different types of bars, whether it's from caffeinated bars for the morning, as well as protein bars, whether in the morning or after your workouts. My personal favorite right now is the chocolate chip banana bread. It's awesome. Helps me get through the day, through the podcast, also through the work throughout the week. So right now, if you go onto their website, use code ROCKSOLID, you can get 30% off your next order. Verb Energy is the best way to start your day. Go check them out.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the show. Again, if you have not bought Verb Energy bars, go do that and then come back. You'll be energized to watch the second half of the show, even though it's probably only going to be like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
As you can see right now, Jackson is wearing the Colorado Avalanche jersey. Who is it? Is it just blank?
Nobody.
It's a nobody.
Yep.
Waiting to be customized.
Yep.
If you know a prospect, it could be his in the future. But no, we're here to talk about the Colorado Avalanche, who are now also tied 1-1 in their first round with the Dallas Stars. Just as their city partners, the Denver Nuggets, are tied 1-1. They are as well against a team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year, where we're looking to get revenge. Game 1, Avs were kind of in control the whole game. I think it was 1-0, and then it ended up being 1-1. And then after that, I think they went up 2-1 early in the third, and then that third goal, like through the middle of the third, just kind of put it away. And then a couple, like the empty netters at the very end. But Nathan McKinnon finished with 2 goals that game, and the Avs won 5-1. And then last night, Monday night, Avs, another good game. They were kind of in control the whole game. It was 3-2 until late. And then the Dallas Stars tied it up, and it went to overtime, where ultimately the Dallas Stars won very late in overtime. Yep. But again, Nathan McKinnon, 1 goal. Not much from Mikko Rantanen, which I know us Avs fans like, but I guess initial thoughts this early in the series. Again, it's coming back to Colorado. So
Yeah. Personally, I really like the Avs' chances right now. Even last night losing, like, they were able to answer pretty much everything that Dallas did, which was really good to see.
a lot of penalties yesterday too. I
Yeah.
only watched maybe like a whole period full of this game, but a lot of penalty. Every time I feel like I turned the game on, it was a Dallas Stars power play.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those, but I'm pretty sure Landeskog is going to be playing in this next game for when they actually come home. I don't think they wanted to bring his return back on the road, so I'm sure he'll be playing on this game on Wednesday. But yeah, I mean, everything that I've seen so far, it just seems like they're kind of the better team. I think Ottinger's doing a lot to try to keep it intact.
That's what he has to do.
Yeah, but it's like even that game Monday, like that game was pretty close to the end, and then I think it was an empty netter we scored on, and then it was just garbage time points, which are still good points, but pretty depleted when there's not much time left. But yeah, I like our chances.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, tied 1-1 in a series. This is a good thing. And then losing in overtime, I mean, obviously it sucks, but hey, we're just proves we're there. So I don't think anything to really be worried about over on this side. Maybe on their side because they're supposed to win this. So.
Yeah.
I think we're right where we want them.
Yeah, I mean, coming home, steal one on the road. That's what matters, essentially. Oh, geez, is that going to get out? Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do is try to get one on the road, and that's what they did. Get game one. Obviously, they were very close to getting game two as well. But, if you're coming home tied, that's what you want, and that's what I think the Avs feel good about. I think they know they can easily win these 2 games at home with this, home ice advantage against the Stars. And I think, yeah, like you said, Ottinger's been great, but I don't think you're going to be able to sustain this when the Avs are getting, 30 shots on goal every game.
Yeah.
Especially in Colorado. I mean, people are going to be winded.
Mm-hmm.
The Stars team, not a lot of them are going to be ready, I don't think, for this. Besides, I think, obviously, like Mikko will have a little bit more of an advantage. But, yeah, I agree with Caden. I don't think we're in any spot to worry. I think kind of like what both you said is we have them right where we want them, which is doesn't sound great after coming off an overtime loss. But to be honest with you, it's kind of how I feel. I think it's Stanley Cup or bust as of right now, to be honest. I think we're the favorites as well on FanDuel, DraftKings, all that. So I was shocked to see that the other day when I went to go look at the NHL futures and I saw that and I was like, oh, they actually think that now.
Yeah, I saw that when I was at Sportsbook yesterday, and that kind of was shocking.
Yeah. So I'm excited for them. I think everybody in Colorado that watches both can agree that we feel a lot better about the Avs' chances of winning than the Nuggets. But if one can get it done, we're happy. That just add to the rings and add to the party, I guess. Not much really NHL. Pretty good game. Capitals in Montreal yesterday. Alex Ovechkin 2 goals, and he got the overtime game winner. He's not just a regular season merchant. He's doing it in the playoffs now.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. Kings Oilers are playing.
Fun ending.
They're playing again for like the 3rd straight year. A great overtime ending yesterday. Actually, I don't even think it was overtime. It was just
right at the end.
Just regulation. One thing I'm excited about, this series swings back to Edmonton in Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll see a round 2 of
God, I hope so.
the Edmonton fan?
She might need to.
Yeah, this might be something the team needs to like rally around.
Just to bring the vibes up.
Yeah, I think they ended up winning that series last year after she did it. So if they go down 2-0, I think she might have to take one for the team or take 2 for the team.
Hey.
Take 2 out. Other than that, yeah, there's really not much NHL. Again, it's all really early. Florida hasn't even played their first game yet. Vegas hasn't even played their first game yet. 2 games going on right now. Toronto's kind of beat the shit out of Ottawa in Game 1. Now they're up 2-0 already in the first. Again, a lot of like what you just been talking about. All the better teams are winning, and all the worst teams are losing. I think it's pretty clear right now. I think once we get later in the series, there'll be actually more to talk about. Something you've been wanting to talk about, and you wanted us to watch, which we did not.
Yeah.
You get your floor of WrestleMania talk that I don't know. I don't know anything about this, so I just sit and listen.
So, yeah, John Cena was chasing his 17th record-breaking title. He's turned heel. That was like his whole thing. He's like a bad guy now. So he came out and he was fighting Cody Rhodes for his belt. And the fight was terrible. It was awful. It was slow. There was nothing exciting about it. And then out of nowhere, Travis Scott came out and got immediately put into a crossroads by Cody Rhodes. Threw him out of the ring. And then John Cena hit him over the head with the belt and got the dub and broke the record. Just kind of like a 2 out of 10 fight. Not very good. But on Monday Night Raw, Randy Orton delivered an RKO to John Cena. So it could be a very interesting future. But all the fights before it were way better. If my voice wasn't dying on me, I'd tell you a little bit more about
who's the champ?
John Cena.
Even though he got RKO'd yesterday?
Yeah, because it was just, it was like a fuck you.
He's
Randy
arcade him for
Orton.
shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Because I think Randy Orton's going to try to fight him for
Do
it.
RKOs not mean anything anymore?
Oh, no, knocked him out.
Okay, see, I don't know. It's scripted.
You know what an RKO is?
Yeah, it's Randy Orton's fucking his
finisher.
move.
Yeah.
So,
But it was like, he was like doing
so if he
his-
knocked him out, why didn't he get the...
John Cena was doing his speech.
Oh, I
And then
saw
he
the clip.
snuck up on him and did it.
But why wouldn't he get the belt then?
Because you have to win it in a match.
Yeah, that shit doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Scripted bullshit. No, I'm just kidding. The one thing I did see, which I thought was funny, was who was it? It was Stone Cold when he rode in on his whatever,
ATV.
yeah, Forerunner ATV shit. He came into the fucking arena and just runs into a barricade,
Yeah.
and the lady behind the barricade like takes a second. She was like, "Fuck, I think I think it clicked in her head and realized
Yeah.
how much money she could
Mhm.
possibly make." And then she just fell over, and I thought
Yep.
that was hilarious.
Yep. And then there was a clip before even where he missed the ramp to go up and turn. He missed it.
Some people were saying he might have already been drunk
Probably.
before it started.
Probably.
And then I guess the only other WWE thing I did see was what's his name? Paul Heyman, is that his name or something? Heyman. Heyman. He went on Pat McAfee's show, and did you see that clip?
Yep.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
He talked to Pat McAfee about pulling out his schlong on other ESPN
Mhm.
journalists, and then pretty much said that Pat McAfee was smoking the night before, saying that Stephen A. was a bitch.
Yep.
And that Pat McAfee deserves to get paid more money than he does. I agree with.
He looked at one guy and said, "You need to be deported." He said, "You look like you need to be deported."
That's crazy. The WWE is it's just so like raw what they talk like.
Yeah.
They have their audience just does not give a fuck, which is fine. It's just
Mhm.
that's why it's on Netflix, I guess, and not
Yeah.
not on ESPN.
That's what I'm excited for, kind of. It's like this new era of it when it's on Netflix and it's not like just for kids anymore. Like, it's going to be kind of fun to kind of jump back into it a little bit. I watch WrestleMania every year, but I don't really watch it like weekly. But it's fun every now and then to just pop in, see what's up. But, it can be fun.
Caden, do you want to tell Jackson what your coworker said real quick?
Yo, he was very surprised to learn that it was scripted this weekend.
You just now learned that?
He just learned he was saddened.
This is a grown man, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, he has several kids.
Everybody goes through that moment where you figure out it's fake. Mine was at 11.
Yeah,
But
his was at about
I
35.
feel for him. That's like finding out Santa's not real.
Well,
He was
I
talking
asked,
about
that's why I
the
asked
John
him.
Cena fight, and he goes, this one was so scripted, and everyone stopped and was like, you knew that they've all been like that, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, and everyone's like, yeah,
The shit they're doing's real, but they practice it.
yeah.
I need to know his thoughts, like you said, on Santa and the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
I'd be Tooth Fairy. I'd be shocked if an adult doesn't know about the Tooth Fairy.
But there's a certain appreciation for it where it's like, before you know it's fake, you're like, wow, this is awesome. Gladiator type stuff.
Yeah.
But then after you figure out it's not real, well, it's real, but it's scripted. You can then look at it almost as like actors in a play,
Yeah.
like theater in the ring. Like, that's kind of what they're going for. And if you can change your mindset to that, then it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
If you look at it as a bunch of dudes fake hitting each other, then it's kind of hard to get your head around it. But if you can look at it from that light, it's pretty solid.
I guess the last thing we're going to talk about real quick before we get out of here. Again, it's somewhat sports news. It relates to a sports figure, I guess you could say. And
Denver Broncos
former Denver Broncos legend, Shannon Sharpe. Again, if you haven't seen the news, I suggest you go read about it and make your own opinion up. But yeah, really funny. Kind of. If this is not actually serious, we should probably say that. If this is not actually like a serious thing, obviously, if it is, then take him for what all he's got, you know.
Yeah.
But if it's not, hilarious, because Shannon Sharpe is getting sued for the R word, and it sounded weird. He's getting sued for that, and he's getting sued $50 million. And for what he thought would be a good idea was to release some of the text messages that she texted him. And I don't know. I think it makes it worse. Not in the sense of I think that he did it, just in the sense of this is a 55-year-old man talking to a parent. And this girl's 19 years old, by the way. I don't know.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So that doesn't make it better. But it's he releases the text, and everybody on Twitter is like, this doesn't put you in like a better light.
No, yeah, I feel like when you're dealing with a case like this, just don't say anything about it. Like, you don't need to put out an address or anything like that, because it's like when it's solved and like we have a verdict, then you can put out your statement. Don't put out your statement right now. Like, maybe just let things play out. If you
Statement, don't even release the text messages.
yeah, like
You know
that's
his lawyer's gonna be pissed.
yeah. I was about to say that fucked up their whole flow.
What's interesting too is he only put her text to him in there and didn't put his responses in it. But if I think I know who Shannon Sharpe is based on what I see off the internet, it's probably a good thing he didn't put his parts of the messages out there, because probably have to put him under the jail if we saw those. Yeah, Caden, any thoughts? I know you saw it.
I haven't seen the text messages, but I have heard of some of the situation and maybe seen the speculated woman.
Yes, I the speculated woman has popped up on my feed as well.
Yes, but I mean, like, I don't know. Let's hope it's fake. That's what I gotta say. Let's hope it's not real. My king is not a dirty person.
I'm gonna read 2 text messages.
Oh God.
There's some that I do not feel comfortable with saying. Trust me. I guess when I read these, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, you feel comfortable saying these ones?" I just think this is hilarious because I could just imagine Shannon Sharpe just like loving this shit. And I've never heard this term in my life, so this is kind of funny. Quote unquote, only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to. Whatever. Baby gravy? That's a new one. I haven't heard that one.
Nuts.
And then the last one is this is text from her to him, and she said, "I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you." Now we know what Shannon Sharpe be doing.
Mm-hmm.
We caught him.
I mean, I think we all kind of knew he was a freak.
No, we caught him red-handed.
Hey, I'd rather have a tongue in my ass than be an artist.
Be what?
Yeah.
An artist.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't. I think this is, even if everything comes out and Shannon Sharpe did not do it, I think an even amount just should show that he should be locked under the jail for his sexual behavior. And I think the also sad part is this is what his like 4th time dealing with this in the past year. Are you reading it right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would he post this?
Yeah, this is just like the 4th time this has already happened with Shannon Sharpe in like the last year. 1, has he learned from his mistakes? 2, this guy's pushing 60. Like, don't you gotta like settle down at some point?
Yeah.
No.
And then he'll give you some wholesome ass reason why he doesn't have kids. And it's like, no, dude, you're a fucking freak and you want to fuck everything that walks. Like, it's totally okay. Just fucking, as long as it's consensual.
I thought the other funny thing is he put out a video statement today, and he goes, her name's Gabby, but she goes by Carly on OnlyFans. And I was like, dude, this sounds just so funny coming out of a 55-year-old's mouth.
I saw a gif of Perry the Platypus said I'm on the case.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that was it. Any other sports news you guys think of that we left out? I can't think of anything. It's been a short week.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
NFL draft this week. We'll talk about that.
We'll have a movie segment probably next week.
Yeah, for
or
sure.
next episode.
Yes, we will be going to see Sinners, Warfare, and Revenge of the Sith all this week. Revenge of the Sith again, I guess, for some people. But yeah, I'm excited for those.
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered one thing, and it just went out. Oh, Justin Thomas won the RBC Heritage.
Yep.
Shout out Justin Thomas. It's been a while since he's won.
22, I think.
Yeah, PGA tournament. So that was pretty cool to see him win. And the Ryder Cup rankings started coming out. I'm excited. Bryson will be on the team too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're going to talk more next week, maybe some movies, some NFL. Obviously, if the NBA and NHL make it interesting for us, that as well, or anything else that comes out in the news. So, yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, that'll be it. So, yeah, you guys have a great rest of your week. Go tell somebody you love them. You may just make their day. Peace.
Peace.